All right, this is a 2016 Kawasaki KX85. This procedure for cleaning the air filter is pretty similar for most years. So air filter housing is here, but you access it through the seat. So get an 8mm socket, take off the bolt here and the one on the other side. Seat will lift up and then pull back on it. And here's your air filter housing here. And then there's just a wing nut on it. Now these are, like all other dirt bikes, these are a reusable air filter. This one's really dirty. Okay, so there's the, that comes off like that, and there's a little cage that stays on. This has got some dirt on it here, so what we'll do is we'll take this. Take this cage out like that. Oh, the dirt just coming off this thing. All right, I'm gonna go out and just kind of shake it off, and then I'm gonna actually clean it out with soap and water. All right, you obviously don't want to do this like right before you're about to go ride, because this air filter has to dry out once you wash it. I'm just getting like some, just like some dish soap to really like kind of wash this thing out. Because these filters are oiled, you have to oil them up from the trapped dirt. You really gotta like clean them out good. All right, that one's a big difference from the dirty one we just pulled out of there. So it looks pretty clean. Clean water was running out of this. Now I'm just gonna go set it out in the sun, let it dry for. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, while we're waiting for the air filter to dry, we're just gonna get some cleaner and really clean out this air box, get all the dirt as much as we can out of there, so that way no old dirt is being sucked through the air filter. So we at least can have that clean. Start off with a clean air box and clean off this filter cage. All right, so we have this all dry. It's been a couple hours, it's been out in the sun, it's all dry now. If you have an extra one, you wanna store your extra ones like in a Ziploc bag so it stays clean, because we're gonna put this oil. So we're using this foam filter treatment. This is by Maxima. This is a kind of like a style where you're just gonna dab it on the filter. There's some that you can spray on. This one I like because it feels like it's kind of nice and thick. So I'm just saturating the filter here. I'm going to put it inside the bag, and then we'll kind of like massage it into it. Alright, we're just going to take it out and inspect it. And then I also like to add a little around the rim. So this area here, where it seals against the air filter box, I just like to add a little bit right there. And what I'll do is I'll work that into the foam. If you don't have a bag, you can just use gloves. Just gets what this oil does is it traps the dirt. So because they use a reusable foam filter, this oil is critical to really stopping the dirt. So you want to make sure you always oil the filter before you put it back in. You don't want to just clean the filter and put a dry foam filter back in. Otherwise it won't trap the dirt that you need to. And with it being a dirt bike, you definitely want that to be the case. You want it to be able to trap all the dirt. What you put back on here. You want to line up the hole like that. Okay, make sure that the lip of the foam filter is over the cage like that. Right. So a good piece of advice is to just buy an extra one. That way you already have, and then just keep it oiled up, put it in a bag, and you keep it on the shelf. So that way you don't have to, if you have to change your air filter last minute before you go riding, you don't have to wait several hours or overnight before this thing to dry out. All right, so here we see this is our filter housing here. Make sure we got a nice coat of oil right along here, which we do. All right, we've got our screw coming out like that. Just gonna slip that in there and just thread on that wing nut. Now, once I get it started, I just want to go all the way around. I just want to fill all the way around here. I just want to make sure that it's this filter is. We want to make sure. What we want to make sure is it's seated against this housing here. We don't want to make sure. We want to make sure there's no gaps around it. So if we tighten down that cage, that should be the case. Okay, it's tight as it can get. So I'm just filling down to the bottom. I just want to make sure that I've got a nice seal. And I'm gonna get a little bit of this oil here on my fingers. I'm just gonna rub it right down along the bottom, right around this. See this foam edge right here. I just want to make sure that no dirt gets past there. That there's no. Now this should be the same procedure for Kx65, 85, 100, 112. A lot of the Yamaha 2-stroke bikes. That should be the case. They're very similar. Now it makes it really. This does make it a really easy process to change. You can see right here, these are kind of the air inlets on the side of the bike. So they're kind of open to the air box here. There's really no top seal on this. This is just open to the elements. So this gets dirty really quick. So even if you're not in super dusty condition, you're just out riding around, it's gonna get dirty. So we want to check this on a regular basis. Okay, tighten down, and it's good to go. Now all I have to do is put the seat back on, 2 8mm bolts right here to hold the seat on. We're good to ride. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully that was helpful. We're doing an oil change and a spark plug change on this next, so stay tuned for that video. I'll see the links down below in the description. Otherwise, hit that thumbs up button, leave your comments down below, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.